Goggly TV.
The Thirsty Crow. One hot summer day, a thirsty crow flew in search of water. After flying high and low, far and wide, it found a pot of water in a beautiful garden. The crow tried its best to drink, but it could not reach the water at the bottom of the pot. The tired crow looked here and there, up and down, and found some pebbles lying around. It picked up the pebbles and dropped them into the pot one by one. As the pebbles filled the pot, little by little, the water level rose higher and higher. Finally, the clever crow was able to quench its thirst and flew away happily. The moral of the story: where there is a will, there is a way. Once upon a time, there lived a kind little girl named Rose, and she loved roses. Her mom's name is Violet. One day, her mother asked her to take some fruits for her grandmother who lived alone in a cottage deep in the woods. Rose's mother said, "Darling Rose, could you please take these fruits for Grandma Lily?"
Yay, Grandma Lily's house, surely, Mom.
You know, the family loves flowers. Rose's mother warned her not to stop in the woods or speak to strangers. Rose was too excited to meet her grandma. She hopped and skipped on her way as she sang her favorite song. Do you know which song? Listen to it.
Roses are red, violets are blue, honey is sweet, and so are you.
Now, Rose saw some beautiful daffodils on her way. And she couldn't resist. You know what? She forgot about her mother's warning, but she stopped to pick up a few for her grandmother. Now, here's the twist in the tale. Who do you think saw her? Could you guess? Not the big bad wolf. Yes, some of you got it right. A snake. A silly, sly snake. Rose spoke to the birds and the little creatures on her way about her visit to Grandma's cottage. Now, the snake heard this and he said,
I'll go to her grandma's house and wait for her. She's going to be my yummy snack.
Oh no! The scheming snake reached Grandma's cottage, locked her up in the cupboard, disguised himself as Grandma, and waited for Rose. Now, Rose enters the cottage. She said,
Grandma Lily, it's me, Rose. Look what I've brought for you.
Come in. Come in, my sweet little girl. I have been waiting for you.
Grandma, are you okay? Your voice sounds, different.
It's because I'm sick, you see.
Grandma, you look awfully big. Are you okay?
So that's my whole body to hold you well, my dear.
Grandma, what shiny eyes you have.
All the better to see you, dear.
Grandma, what long tongue you have.
All the better to taste you with.
Snake! 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 Snake!
Meanwhile, a hunter heard the scream and he rushed to her aid.
Slither away, you cunning snake, and never come back.
He scared the silly snake away and it slithered into the jungle, never ever to return. The hunters saved Rose and her grandma. They were so happy to be rescued and thanked the hunter for his brave deed. What do you think is the moral of the story? That's right. Help people in need. Did you like this story? Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you soon. The Town Mouse and Country Mouse. Once there was a content country mouse who lived a simple life in the peaceful countryside. One day, the country mouse's cousin, the town mouse, visited and insisted the country mouse come experience the wonders of city life. Curious, the country mouse agreed to visit the bustling city with the town mouse. The town mouse proudly showed off the towering buildings, crowded streets, and extravagant table of gourmet food. But just as the country mouse began to enjoy the lavish spread, a loud barking dog startled them. Terrified, the country mouse quickly fled back to the tranquility of the countryside. Relieved to be home, the country mouse declared that the simple pleasures of country life were far better than the anxieties of the city. The two mice then settled in for a relaxing, uneventful meal together.
Once upon a time, there lived a boy called Dwayne. He lived with his mother. They were very poor. All they had was a cow. One day, they had nothing left to eat and no money to buy food. Dwayne's mother told him to take the cow to the market and sell her.
Make sure you get a good price for her,
she said. Dwayne tied a rope around the cow's neck and started walking down the road towards town. Dwayne suddenly found a small old man walking beside him.
That's a nice cow you got there, boy,
said the man.
Oh, yes, she is,
said Dwayne.
I am off to the market to sell her. No, you're not. I want to buy her. No, I must go to the market and get the best price I can,
said Dwayne.
No, you won't. I will give you a good price for her,
said the man.
How much?
Asked Dwayne.
I will give you 7 magic beans,
said the old man. Dwayne, who was quite lazy, did not want to go all the way to the market, so he exchanged his cow for the beans and went back home. Dwayne's mother saw the beans and was furious.
How could you trade our cow for these useless beans? Now we have nothing, she said.
Dwayne's mother snatched the beans from his hands and threw them out the window. Dwayne went to bed without any dinner that night. Dwayne awoke the next morning to find that a giant beanstalk had grown outside his window. He ran outside and started climbing the beanstalk. He climbed and he climbed and he climbed and he climbed till he was high above the clouds. Once on top, he found a long broad road that led to a big castle. So he walked and he walked and he walked till he came to a big tall house. On the doorstep, there was an enormous woman. Dwayne was very tired from all the climbing and walking and was terribly hungry too. So he turned to the giant woman and asked her for something to eat.
Run away, little boy. If my husband the ogre sees you, he'll eat you up,
said the woman. Dwayne was very hungry and would not budge. So the woman took him to the kitchen and started to make him some breakfast. Dwayne had not yet begun to eat when he felt the ground rumble, and in walked an enormous, ugly, scary giant. Dwayne ran as fast as he could and hid in the oven, and heard the giant bellow.
Fee, fi, fo, fum! I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread.
The giant was scolded by his wife.
Stop imagining things and eat your breakfast. There is no Englishman here.
Dwayne watched the giant as he ate his breakfast. The giant occasionally stopped to sniff and then carried on eating. When he was full, he called out to his wife,
Bring me my golden coins.
Suddenly, the giant got a whiff of Dwayne's scent in the air.
Be he alive or be he dead, I will grind his bones to make my bread.
Once again, his wife told him that he was imagining things. Once the giant finished up his meal, he told his wife again,
Bring me my hen.
The giant's wife placed a golden hen in front of the giant.
Lay,
said the giant to the hen, and the hen laid a beautiful golden egg. The giant smiled and put away his egg in his pocket. Then he put down his head on the table and began to snore. Dwayne scrambled out of the oven, climbed up on the table, crept past the giant, picked up the hen and ran. Dwayne clutched the hen and ran down the beanstalk. Dwayne and his mother were now rich beyond belief. They had golden coins and a hen that laid golden eggs. They had all they needed and more. Dwayne, however, decided to try his luck one more time. So, a few months later, he climbed up the beanstalk again. Dwayne once again crept into the giant's kitchen. He had barely entered when he heard the giant's footsteps, so he ran and hid in the oven. The ground rumbled as the giant walked in. He growled,
Fee, fi, fo, fum! I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread.
The giant had been in a very bad temper ever since he had found his favorite hen missing. As he sat down to eat his breakfast, he asked his wife to fetch him his magical golden harp. The harp sang out a beautiful song, and soon the giant was snoring. Dwayne grabbed his chance and dashed to the table, picked up the harp, and started running down towards the door. The magical harp started to sing, "Master, master, help me!" The giant awoke at once and was terribly furious. He ran after Dwayne. Dwayne held onto the harp and ran as fast as his little legs would carry him. He started climbing down the beanstalk and to his horror found that the giant was following him down the beanstalk as well. Dwayne made his way down as quickly as he could, with the beanstalk waving wildly as he did so. Dwayne could soon see his house and started screaming, "Help, mother! Get me an axe!" Dwayne jumped to the ground and started chopping down the beanstalk with all his might. The beanstalk came crashing down. The giant fell to the ground with a loud thud, never to be seen again. In the end, Dwayne and his mother lived happily ever after.
The story of the clever tortoise. Once upon a time, in a beautiful forest, lived a group of animals. They were all very good friends and lived together peacefully. Among them was a clever tortoise named Timmy. Timmy the tortoise was not the fastest or the strongest, but he was known for his sharp wit and intelligence. One summer, the animals decided to have a race to determine the fastest runner in the forest. All the animals, including Timmy the tortoise, gathered at the starting line. The course was long and filled with obstacles, and the finish line was on the other side of the forest. As the race began, the animals dashed forward. Their legs pounded the ground with great speed. Timmy the tortoise, being a tortoise, couldn't match their pace. But instead of getting disheartened, he came up with a brilliant plan. He found a shortcut, though, through a narrow stream that would lead him to the finish line quickly. Timmy the tortoise knew that he couldn't swim as fast as the other animals. So he approached his friend, the eagle, and explained his plan. The kind-hearted eagle agreed to help Timmy. He gently picked up the tortoise with his talons and flew across the stream, placing Timmy safely on the other side. Timmy thanked the eagle and continued the race. Meanwhile, the other animals were running hard, unaware of Timmy's shortcut. They were confident of winning the race. But as they reached the stream, they discovered that there was no way to cross quickly. One by one, they attempted to swim across, struggling against the strong current. By the time they reached the other side, Timmy had already crossed the finish line, winning the race. The animals were amazed by Timmy's cleverness and congratulated him on his victory. Timmy, the clever tortoise, was also very humble, and he thanked his friends. He thanked his eagle friend for his help and emphasized that true victory lies in utilizing one's strengths and seeking help when needed. The moral of the story is that intelligence and cleverness can often overcome physical limitations. It's important to recognize our own strengths and find creative solutions to challenges. It's also okay to seek help from others when we need it, as teamwork and cooperation can lead to great success. The Lion and the Mouse. Once upon a time, in the heart of the African savannah, there lived a mighty lion. The lion was the king of all animals, with a loud roar that could be heard for miles. One hot afternoon, as the lion was resting in the shade of a large tree, a tiny mouse suddenly scurried across his paw. The lion bellowed, "How dare this little mouse disturb my nap?" The lion quickly snatched up the mouse in his giant jaws, ready to teach him a lesson. "Oh, please, Mr. Lion," cried the mouse. "Have mercy. I didn't mean to wake you. If you let me go, I promise I'll repay you someday." The lion couldn't help but chuckle at the mouse's tiny voice. "Ha ha ha! How could you, a tiny mouse, ever help me, the great lion?" Still, the lion felt generous, so he released the mouse and went back to his nap. Days passed, and the lion forgot all about the mouse. Then, one day, the lion found himself trapped in a hunter's net, struggling to break free. He roared and growled, but the net wouldn't budge. Just then, a small creature began to gnaw at the ropes. It was the mouse. "Don't worry, Mr. Lion," said the mouse. "I'll have you out of here in no time." Sure enough, the mouse chewed through the net, freeing the mighty lion. "You were right, little mouse," said the lion. "Even the smallest creature can help the largest if given the chance." From that day on, the lion and the mouse became the best of friends, watching out for each other in the wild. The end. The Nature Lover. Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Timmy who loved playing outdoor. He would run through the green grass, chase butterflies, and climb the tall trees. One day, Timmy noticed that the grass was starting to turn brown and the trees looked sad. "What's wrong with the nature? What's wrong with the trees and grass and plants, Mommy?" Timmy asked his mom. "Well, Timmy, nature needs our help to stay healthy and happy," his mom explained. "We have to take good care of it." Timmy wanted to help, so his mom showed him some ways he could do that. She taught him to water the plants, pick up litter, and be gentle with the animals. Timmy was excited to be a nature helper. Every day, Timmy would go outside and check on the plants and animals. He made sure the flowers had enough water and that no trash was left on the ground. The trees and grass started to look green and healthy again. The birds and bugs were happy to have a safe, clean place to live. Timmy felt proud that he was taking care of nature. He knew that if everyone did their part, the whole world would be more beautiful. From then on, Timmy always remembered to be a good helper of nature. The end. Hello everybody, I am your friend Ariel from Goggly TV. Today we are going to listen to a story about the lion and a clever rabbit. Deep down in the jungle, there lived many wild animals. Elephant, bear, fox, deer, and many such creatures lived there. In that same forest, there also lived a ferocious lion that ruled them all. One day, the lion demanded,
Every day I want one of you to be my meal. If not, I will hunt you all down.
Listening to this, all the animals trembled in fear. They had no choice. Hence, each day, one animal had to sacrifice itself. The deer, the zebra, so on and so forth. The lion took pride in his arrogance and fearful nature. He thought of himself as invincible. One day, all the animals gathered for a meeting to devise a plan to escape the ghastly beast. To their surprise, a little rabbit offered to help. The brave little rabbit said,
"This has to stop. Tomorrow I will go to the lion's den as his prey."
All the animals were astounded listening to his brave words. They had no choice but to hope and trust in him. As the day dawned, each animal waited in fear. The hungry lion awaited his prey. To his surprise, none of the animals turned up. He was furious and his eyes turned red. He roared in anger. Suddenly, from the bushes sprung a little rabbit who came huffing and puffing. The angry lion asked,
What took you so long? And what's the matter with you?
The wise abbot replied,
"Oh dear king, on my way I was chased by a bigger and mightier and stronger lion than you. He threatened to eat me up. I somehow escaped his clutches to be your prey. Here I am. Eat me."
What? How dare he enter my territory? Take me to him immediately.
demanded the lion. The proud lion could not stand competition as he wanted to be the best. Smart little rabbit's plot began to work. The angry lion followed the rabbit until they reached a dilapidated well. The puzzled lion looked at the rabbit as he could not see any other lion. Now, smart little rabbit said,
"Oh, great king, your enemy is hiding inside the well. You can kill him only if you get inside. If you kill him, then you would be our one and only great king."
The foolish lion believed the rabbit and he looked inside the well. He believed his own reflection to be the other lion and jumped into the well. Alas, that was his end. The foolish lion drowned himself. The clever little rabbit heaved a sigh of relief. All the animals were happy and proud of the little rabbit. He became their hero. They shouted slogans and sung his praise. Long live our brother, long live our hero, long live our brother, long live our hero. That's how the story ends. And the moral of the story is pride goes before a fall. Hope you all liked this little story. So I'll see you again with an interesting story next time. Till then, take care and a big goodbye from Goggly TV.
Once upon a time, there was an old woman who loved to bake. One day, she made a gingerbread man.
Oh, I can't wait to eat this gingerbread man. He looks so good.
Suddenly, the gingerbread man jumped off the cookie sheet and ran out the door.
Ah, what is going on? The gingerbread man is running away.
Bye-bye! I'm running away and you can't catch me! The old woman ran after the gingerbread man. Ah! I'm too fast, but try to catch me if you can! The gingerbread man and the old woman ran past the field. There was a cow standing there.
Ma, why is that woman chasing a gingerbread man? I'm a bit hungry. I'll chase him too.
The gingerbread man saw that the cow had joined the chase. Ah! I'm too fast, but try and catch me if you can. Now, the cow and the old woman were chasing the gingerbread man. A dog who had been sniffing along the path saw the three of them heading towards him.
Wow, that gingerbread man is running very fast. I don't think the cow or the old woman can catch him, but I can. Woo, woo, woo.
The dog joined the chase. Ah! I'm too fast, but try and catch me if you can.
The cap seller and the monkeys. Once upon a time, there lived a cap seller who earned his living selling caps. He was honest, hardworking, and wise. One day, after selling a few caps, he felt very tired and decided to rest under a huge tree. While he was asleep, there were monkeys high up on the tree. The naughty and inquisitive monkeys took away all his caps. When the cap seller woke up, he was shocked to see all the caps missing. To his surprise, he found them on the monkeys. The cap seller tried everything possible to get his caps, but to no avail. The monkeys only mocked at the cap seller and imitated his actions. Suddenly, an idea struck the cap seller. He took off his cap and threw it on the floor. And the monkeys did the same. Ah, that plan of the cap seller worked. The cap seller picked up all the caps as quickly as possible and went his way happily. So the moral of the story, where there is a will, there is a way. The Fox and the Grapes. A hungry fox saw a bunch of grapes hanging from a vine. He jumped and jumped but couldn't reach. Finally, he sat down and said, "Those grapes are probably sour anyway." Moral: it's easy to despise when you cannot have. The end. A hare was once boasting about his speed to all the animals. "I can outpace anyone," he said. Tired of the hare's bragging, the tortoise challenged him to a race. The hare laughed and took off quickly, leaving the tortoise far behind. Confident, the hare decided to take a nap. Meanwhile, the tortoise plodded on and eventually crossed the finish line first. Moral: slow and steady wins the race. The end.
Please like and subscribe.
Goggly TV.